do realise this is that accidents happen in the workplace and you're not wearing correct PPE.
I've already done it.
Oh, he's shortened your saber, has he?
Yeah.
Look, the lads have been playing the new Star Wars game. They've got all excited, look. Break his hand. Get him. Hey, up. Right, can we stop now?
No.
He's ran off.
1 man, 2 man enters, 1 man leaves. What was that? Oh, fucking Mad Max.
I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for subscribing and watching the videos the last couple of weeks. We've probably had the best month we've ever had on YouTube in the 6 or so months we've been doing it. All I'll say to you guys, if you've watched to this point, is please hit the subscribe button, give us a like. Even if you think this isn't for you, it's a building channel, it's landscaping, whatever, you might off the cuff think, oh, you know, it's not really my thing and I wouldn't subscribe to that. But just give it, it's free, just give it an half hour, have a watch. Like I say, it's not just about that, we're about being real, showing you we're working class people, there's no pretense in this, we're just real, down to earth people, just having a laugh on site, getting the job done. We aim to make people laugh and we show you the builders banter and what goes on. You know, I've seen a load of landscaping channels on YouTube and everything's perfect and it's all staged and it's just nonsense. Like, we're here to show you what it's all about. And I know there's millions and millions of people in the UK and all across the world who are having to do what we have to put up with on a daily basis. And that's what we're about, is showing you guys the reality of the job and of, I suppose, what you could say, working class people. That's what it's about. Sick of all the nonsense on the internet and all this pretending and nonsense. So yeah, anyways, thank you. Good morning, everybody. It is Nick at B&P. It is Tuesday morning. Hope you had a fantastic bank holiday, as did me and the boys. However, we've hit the ground running this morning. We've got to work. We're having a bit of a nightmare. We've got to nip over to the builders merchant now to try and identify some blocks, see if they're the right ones that the customers ordered before we get them here. Yeah, loads going on. The boys are back at site at the minute, sorting the walls out, finishing up the walls and the copers, backfilling, so on. So yeah, we'll fly over to John A's now and we'll have a look at these blocks. So, we've just arrived at John A. Stevens, haven't we, Folger?
We have indeed, boy.
And we're having a look around. Look at the stock here. Oh my God. It's a landscaper's wet dream, innit, Folger?
It is, mate.
Absolutely stunning. So we're just here to have a look at some blocky block blocks. So, I shall explain why in a mo. Okay, so the problem is, in my haste last week, I forgot. Well, I didn't forget, but long story short, I haven't really used Marshall's products for a long time. I tend to stick with Pave because I personally, in my opinion, think they're better. So I never ordered the Marshall's blocks, as the last time that I used them, you could just pick them up, you know, you could pick them up next day, the same day. However, it now transpires that everyone's the same as me and doesn't use them. So to get them in, they've got to be ordered in from the actual supplier, meaning they're not coming into stock until Friday, meaning I won't be able to do anything all week. So we're coming down here to try and match a block. Basically, it's between a harvest and a autumn colour. So I'll just show you. Look, it is, we think, or the closest match is the harvest, which is this block, different colour. So unfortunately, these are the bad boys that are not in stock until Friday, which means once we've got the wall done on this job, we cannot really continue until these are delivered Friday. So it means I'm going to have to reschedule my whole week and probably start digging out the next job now and make arrangements, which I'm about to do. So that means it's stressed Nicky Nunu, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're a figure.
Yeah, back on the fags again. Right, here we go. Are we Folger?
We're the one and only DJ Projects.
DJ Projects Limited. And we've come just to, well, I don't know what we're doing. Getting some postcrete. Getting postcrete because we've got a master plan. So we're getting postcrete. Dave's got slabby, look.
Yeah, we have them log ones.
No, we don't have the log ones. No one has the log ones anymore. From the 1950s, bruv.
Good though.
They look like logs, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Right, up tonight. Today's just been an headache, hasn't it?
One mess up after the next, isn't it?
Yep, just running around. I think we've done about 40 mile, just driving around trying to find stuff. Anyways, onwards and upwards. Let's get out this van. Here we go. Let's get in the office. What we have to post Screed? Can't even remember anymore. I've had enough. His little picture lot. Don't look like Dave, that's what he looked like before he started working lot. It's aged him. Can't believe J-Mate has gone on holiday and we're going to have to carry our own post Screed.
Bang out of order, isn't it?
Bang out of order. J-Mate, if you're watching, what you got to say to him, Paul?
Get back off holiday and do your job. don't see us on holiday, do you?
We never go away, son.
I mean...
Anyway, I'll carry on. Right, so in this corner here, we've got to find 2 more of these little planks, or it might even be 3, and we're going to run those back in to cover this bank. I'm going to take all this corner out, this border, take this paving back out, and rerun paving and then a new border in there so it's tidier. Obviously, the lads are just backfilling all the this wall from the weekend. Chris and Ryan are just sorting the step out now and getting that all relayed. Copers on today, we'll start running the copers in and round. Plenty to get on with. Got to amend this bit here. We're going to run another paver in here. So it's just tied. It's been weird that the people who originally installed it had left weird little outcrops that are just for no reason. Same as here, there's just a weird little thing here for no reason. So we're going to just relay it and recut the border in so it's one border through. Yeah, so obviously the blocks are going to hold us up, but we're going to get everything else done and ready for them arriving. Okay, so we're ready to go. We have got all this area prepped up. All the walls been backfilled here now, and we've got SBR on all top, ready to start bedding the copers on. So things are slowly starting to happen. So me and Connell have, so basically what we did was bought 2 of these are existing. We bought 2 of these, so they're not exactly, but these are probably 10, bloody hell, 20 years older, don't know how old they are. So these are new versions, best we could get. So what we've done is we dug a little trench out, we dropped them in and we've post-created the bottom. So they're actually, these are 600, so there's about 200-300 in the ground and they're concreted in. So I think they're about set by now, yeah. So yeah, obviously it's a bit of a mess. As you guys know, you see things now that work. Walls in, just doing the copers in now, that's in. We took this area out, obviously needs a good jet washing and cleaning, and we're going to lay this corner back in the morning as we're getting in each other's way. So yeah, there's those little jobs that need doing. So it's a shame about the discoloration, but there's not much you can do. Like I say, 20 years old. So, and in fact, I'd say this house is probably older. So yeah, get this all laid tomorrow and in nice. Okay, so Ryan's just going around now. He's pointing the top of the copers up. They're all on and set and going off. I don't think, unfortunately, this wall's going to look amazing until the paving's in. It's one of them, so it's all in and done. Obviously, it's got to dry underneath. We're done to here. We've got this little patch to lay in the morning. So it's slowly getting there. It's been a long day. Got to finish this end now and get these copers on down this bottom end tomorrow. And unfortunately, so we've been held up on the block, so they'll be coming the end of the week. But yeah, as soon as this is all laid and ready to rock, as soon as this is all laid, it's looked great. I mean, the amount of space they've gained on the patio obviously is this area here, so it's huge. Quite an affordable way of doing it. The walls cost a lot of money, obviously, with the material used, but yeah, in terms of a large patio area, it's probably the way forward, really. So yeah, we'll show you it when it gets put down. Good morning everybody, it's Nick at BNP Paving. We're getting somewhere slowly now. The wall's near in and complete. We just got to put some copers on and finish the last section, which I'll show you shortly. And me and man like Folds are just about to sort out this little corner area here. It's a little patch up job because we made some amendments to the wall, put these new called log effect sleeper things in. So we're going to show you now how you do this. We're going to float it all up and relay it all and show you how to do all that. All is now all in and complete. We've got both skins in, backfilled it all, ready to go. We just got to now run these sleepers on the top. Just going to let it set for a little bit because the top course has only just been done. Chris and Ryan put all these copers on yesterday. Chris is just sorting out the step, which I think he might show you if we're lucky. Not sure. Got time to. This is my lovely, sexy little assistant lot in his favourite position. So he spends most of his weekends in that position.
Not no more, mate.
Not no more. He's a grown man now. So yeah, so what we've done is this is all dug out and prep ready. There's already some road stain under here. It's just got a little bit of gobbo on it from when we built the wall. So we're just going to float up this sand now to the correct level, relaying the block pavers, which we'll show you. And then we'll put this border back in here and we'll put that on concrete, give it a little whacker and a bit of a sand up for your wall. So this is what it looks like now. Give it 10 minutes. We'll see what it looks like. Yeah, 2 minutes for you guys, but probably about half an hour for us. So rock and roll. See, we've dropped a bit of washed in there. My beautiful assistant Foldsy is floating it up. It's a bit difficult because I'm recording in the minute. Connell's absolutely clueless when it comes to floating, so I'll have to take over from here. But
you're about as good as me.
You what, pal? You having a bubble? You better crack on with that. I'll tell your mum what you've been up to at weekends and get you grounded again.
Staying in.
Yeah, staying in.
Drinking pop.
Listen, you stopped in 1 weekend in the last 10 years and you stopped getting big legs.
I'm like a new man.
I prefer you hungover on a Monday because you try harder. Normally he comes in hungover and he's like, tries to work really hard to make out he's not hungover. But now since he's sober, he just don't care. Yeah. He ain't trying to prove anything, so. Anyway, back to the job, Folder. Yeah, let's crack on, mate. So as you can see, we're floating up as we go. So we're floating this area up here and we're starting to lay the blocks in. So we'll run the rows in here. And say this last row here we're going to put on concrete and the one at the back so it retains it all. Then we'll sand it all and whacker it and brush it in. So yeah, we're getting there slowly and surely. This is what the people have asked for, Folds there. Said we're having far too much fun and we need to record really boring work stuff.
We're not having fun.
No, we're not having fun. We're never having fun, are we? We make it look fun, but it's not fun. It's horrible. Okay, so as you can see, we've laid up the area. And then what we've done is we've troughed out this area here. And we're going to fill this with concrete. And then we're going to put another row of blocks into this row on concrete. We're going to cut this border straight and then run this one in concrete. Obviously, it's a bit of a mess at the minute, but you'll see when it's all jet washed off, brushed in, it will look absolutely like it's always been this way. That is where the skill comes into play. Doesn't it, Ryan?
It does indeed.
It does indeed.
It does.
Okay, so as you can see, this border now is on concrete. Got a little gap at the side, we'll put some more concrete in there. We're going to now, Folds is going to mark, cut this border here straight, and we're going to run those ones in on concrete as well. And then, if you look now, look, it's starting to look like a bit of block paving. Beautiful. And we'll just now cut that, run the edge off. You'll probably see that in the time lapse, which I'll show you once we've completed. But yeah, it's coming together. So it shows you, you can use old stuff and put it back in pretty nice. Like I say, it all needs jet wash off, which we'll do in a minute and we'll show you. Get a bit of sand in there, it'll look lovely. Ah, lovely, will it look, Foldy?
It looks great.
It look great, yeah, lovely. There you go, look. That's all the borders in, everything's in. So it just needs a jet wash off now and we'll brush it in tomorrow. There you go. That's how you tie the existing in. Bit of gravel down the back. Tell you what, you're not just a pretty face, Foldsy. Say hello to your gay fan club.
Hello, gay fan club.
Say hiya.
I will say that in the next video if I get paid.
There you go.
Why didn't you time your OnlyFans?
Tell him your OnlyFans address.
I reckon I make some money.
It's furryfoldsy@hotmail.co.uk. That's his email.
Right, you wee whores. We're putting this step in. These boys are doing something over there. This boy's doing something over here. What we've done is we've took a measurement, which is, come over here, Squire. Here he comes, look at him go. We've left 15mm gap at the back. That's not it. We've just cut that. So we've left a 15mm gap at the back because this is natural sandstone that goes in and out. So we're going to leave 15mm joint there, there, and there. These have been cut. We've already cut this one. What was it? 5. Completely forgot now. 560, I thought it was. So these two have been cut at 560. And then we found the middle point. So we've measured across, deducted our joints, deducted the joint in the middle, works out at bang on 600. So these are going to get both cut 600, and then we'll have the joint in the middle so they're equal sides on both sides. Because it looks a bit crap when you put one up there and leave a little cut in, so make them equal. Then we're going to get round here, start banging these on. So we've put this back course in, going to SBR all over the tops of these, because that's sandstone and it doesn't really bond very well to the gobbo, so we're going to SBR those, SBR the backs, and get all them on. Might take you into a little time lapse, we might not. You just never know. Keep watching what you won't know, because you'll either see it in 10 minutes or you won't.
Okay, so we've squared up the patio now. We've put a couple of more rows of blocks in, we've tidied this corner up, recut this border in now so we can run off it and lay the new paving straight off it and down that way. For some reason there was a few blocks missing here, so we've put them back in. I have no idea why they were left out by the original pavers. Obviously is my beloved corner, me and Foldsy did. So that's all been put in and jet washed off now. We're just going to sand up in the morning. Still got to be wackered, so it'll level up a bit better when it's been wackered. Obviously we'll gravel all the sides, tidy all these borders up with everything else. So it's still a fair bit to do, but it's slowly getting there. And everybody, it is Thursday morning and we're back on site. We're nearly there. We've just got to get this area laid up now. However, we are in a bit of a problem getting the blocks, which is sort of my own doing. I'll explain in a sec. So as you can see here, this is all the existing pavement that was already here. And what we've done is it kind of did run into here, so we've tidied this bit up and put a new border in. And we've tidied a few little bits that I showed you yesterday just to make it look a bit more uniform, because there was some really odd little sort of corners missing and odd little indentations on the borders and things. So we've given it a uniform border around. So this is going to be gravelled round. And this bit's all done. So we tied in that bit over here as well. Again, there was just like 4 blocks missing here, which was like this indentation, which is odd. There must have been like little planter boxes or anything, or something along those lines there. So what we're going to do now is we're going to get this area prepped up. So we've just raked it about a little bit, this roadstone, and we're now going to compact all this and whacker it all for 5-10 minutes, give it another going over. It's pretty compact already. It's had a once over, but it's been trampled on a little bit with the bricklayers and so on. So yeah, that's what we'll flick over to in a minute. We'll show you a time lapse of that. I think I said before in the video, the situation I'm having is the customers ask some specific blocks. And the last time I ordered Marshall's block pavers, they were literally next day delivery, because they were quite a common product. Marshall's Taylor, everyone used them, but I don't think as many people are using them anymore, especially this colour. So I've sort of gone to order them on last week, I've gone to order them, and yeah, they're not in stock, and they're coming into stock tomorrow, which is Friday morning, so it's held us up. We could have done with them here yesterday or today, really. So yeah, we've got a lot to do tomorrow if we want to get this job done. Like, we're going to try and screed it today, which is Thursday, and get it all hand floated and ready. And then we're going to try and get the blocks here tomorrow morning, just go out, lay it, concrete it all in, and use some quick drying cement to try and get it to go off quicker, and get it laid. But it's yeah, it's a bit of an ask. Everything has to go perfectly for that to happen in terms of timings, deliveries, and so on. So yeah, we'll do the best we can do today, and we'll get every little bit finished up, and then we'll get this screeded and whackered and screeded and everything else ready for laying. And yeah, fingers crossed the blocks turn up this afternoon or early tomorrow morning, we can get on with it. So anyway, I shall stop boring you all to death, and we'll flick over and have a look at the screeding. Because I've got quite a slow day today, we might be able to spend a bit more time talking about the screeding process and how we set it all and so on, and be a bit more technical. Normally we don't have a lot of time to do that, we're under such time restraints. But yeah, I'm going to use that excuse today, or I'm going to use that spare time today just to show you guys how we do it all. So as I said, this has all been raked about. The stone's now all level and the level we want it. I'm going to compact it all with a whacker plate now, and that's the first stage, making sure the compaction's right. So we'll get over to that now. Okay, so as you can see, we've just whackered all this stone. It's all nice and compacted. And what we've done is, these blocks, I believe, are a 50mm block. So we've left 50mm for the block and about 1 inch for sand. And then what we'll do is lay the bars down on the stone, or set them to the level of the block, which we'll show you. And we'll barrel all the sand in, which we're just in the process of doing. And then we'll knock all the sand about level to 1 inch thick and compact that as well. And then we'll go from there, and we'll set the bars up. We'll show you how to set them and make sure they're sort of tied in with this paving and everything else, and get the level so it ties in. So yeah, give us well, I say give us 10 minutes. It won't be 10 minutes to you, it'll be in the next minute or so. But yeah, we'll get it done. Okay, so that's all the sand gone in, as you've seen. And what we've done now is we've lifted a couple of rows up, and the reason for that is, of the original rows, is just so we can tie it in nicely on the level. So we're going to float that in, and it'll float in nicely to level. So Connor's just going to run over this with a whacker. I'm not going to time lapse that, because I think you've had your share of time lapses today, and there'll probably be plenty more time lapses during the day and tomorrow. So yeah, but as I say, we're just going to run the whacker up and down it a few times, and what that does is compact the sand down to about 1 inch, and it, you know, it just toughens it. So obviously, when it's re-whackered, when we've laid the paving, it's obviously a more solid surface, and it means there's less movement in it. So that's the reason we whacker you whacker everything. As my old boss used to say, Connell, compaction is the key. Compaction is the key to block paving. Compact everything, and when you think you've compacted it, folds, what do you do? Compact it again. That's right. So here we go. So that is all the sand compacted. Gone over that a few times just to get it compacted down a bit. And then what we'll now do is we'll get the bars in, we'll start setting them. We'll show you how we set them, and we'll get it screeded. Don't know which way we're going to go yet, this way, that way. So we'll get the area screeded, and then we'll take the bars out, and we'll hand float all the what would you call it? The indentations where the bars have been. And you know, with a view to getting it laid as soon as the blocks get here. So we've got other things to get on with. We'll clean up, we'll load some tools up that we're not using anymore, and so on. But it's going to be a push tomorrow. I'm optimistic, but we'll see. Okay, so as you can see, we're just setting the bars now. Dig out little trenches with our feet. We'll drop the bars in. We're gonna have to use 3 on this because it's a weird size, and we're gonna use a 6-foot level between each bay and screed it back. What we're doing on this one is because we're tying it to existing, because we set the bar so the block sits 5 to 10 mil higher than the existing. So we put the bar in, and what that means is once it's all laid, and again when we compact it all, this will go down about 10 mil, or it will go down 10 mil, so it will then sit flush. If we set that level with this block, when we start laying, when we whacker it, this will actually go lower than this one, which is not what we want. We want it to tie in. So that is how to do it, is to set it slightly higher when you start going. You can see we've started screeding these indentations I was talking about as we pull the bars back. We're set 10 mil higher all the way down here, and we've got a fall going this way into the gravel trap, so it's all going to fall this way, the water. So we just got to screed this back now, as you'll see in the time lapse, which is recording over there. And yeah, we'll get this all screeded, and then we'll start floating up these little patches here ready to lay. Okay, so we started off with the bars going that way, screeding it, and then we've realised due to the falls and the levels, it's going to be a lot easier to set the bars this way and then screed it. So we're going to do it horizontally rather than vertically, but it should just end up with a better finish, so and a better level through. So that's what we're doing now. So if you spot on the time lapse, we've ended up turning it around and whatever. That's the reason behind it. So we'll show you when it's complete in a minute. Okay, so we are ready, rock and roll. We floated this all up, screeded it, we floated up the screed indentations, the bar indentations by hand. We've just ran a little bit of home wash sand, so we've got a couple of bags coming in the morning, so we'll float these bits, and this needs just a little going over with the float. But yeah, it's getting there, it's ready to go. Everything around here is ready, this wall's all done and finished. We've just got a gravel up here. As I said, these size of these aren't ideal, but this was existing, so we don't want to tamper with it too much, as you just create yourself problems really. Also, the water on this patio falls from the house to this gravel trap, so if we make it smaller, you know that's where all the excess rainfall is going to go, through this gravel trap here. So it's a bit stupid to take it out really. But what we've done here is we've screeded this, and it falls to the house into this gravel trap. So this gravel trap here can be a bit slimmer, so this will only be about 150 mil down here, but it'll tie in nicely to this one as it comes around the corner. So we've got some new Scottish cobbles coming in the morning. We'll clean all this out, put some new cobbles in there, get all the flower beds nice and tidy. We're fighting against these bloody blossom trees. We've got bloody blossom going all over the job, but what can you do? We just have to lay on top of it all. But yeah, it'll start looking good. So tomorrow the block should be here for 7:30, as you'll see, and we'll going to hit it on fast, get it all laid up within probably an hour or so. So we'll show you guys that. Cut it all in. It might work if we're bloody lucky. I can't see it being square off the original paving. So ideally it'll work, but if it doesn't, we'll have to cut it in, and then we'll concrete it all. We're using quick drying cement on this one, and then we're going to whacker it, gravel it, hopefully be done tomorrow.
The next day.
Morning everybody, it is Friday morning and I am fuming. So, long story short, I made a mess up. We can't get the block pavers here till today, so we've sand and screeded, as you've just seen, but we've got to lay the whole thing today. We've got to cut it in, we've got to back it up with concrete, we've got to get it whackered, sanded, gravelled, everything done, tidied up, loaded up to be done today. Otherwise we're gonna have to come in bank holiday Monday during the coronation. So yeah. However, woke up this morning, and with it being fucking England, it's decided to fucking rain. So now, on top of every other fucking variable I had going on, I have now got to contend with wet and damp weather, which is in no doubt is going to slow us down. So it's an absolute pig. So yeah, I don't know how we're going to get on, but I won't give in. We don't give in. We're going to crack on as we were going to, and we'll just see where we get to with it. Yeah, nightmare. So yeah, I'm here early. I'm just waiting for John Hayes to come. The blocks should be en route, so I've arrived early, ready to put them where we need them. Make sure we don't block the customers' cars in, which they wouldn't do anyway. But if they do, it's my fault and I get screamed at, so I have to do it. But yeah, rock and roll. Okay, so it's 8:10. John Hayes has just arrived with my block pavers. I'm so happy to see these bloody things. We're gonna get them unloaded, get them around the back, and get them laid. Okay, so that's the first barrow of blocks going round. Let's see what damage we can do today and see if we can get this done. I don't want King Charles getting upset with us, do we, Folder?
Everyone cares about him.
Grafted on his birthday with sausage fingers.
Tell me, they're vile.
His horrible little vile inbred fingers. Okay, so we've just started laying up now. Let's get this all laid. Okay, so that is us all loaded up. So what we're going to do here is we're going to cut individual cuts in each, you know, to fill it into the border here. So that's all cut in. This border actually works out nice. It's a nice uniform size, so we're going to concrete that. I'm going to cut this one round here and cut down here. Ryan's just going to mark it up now. And yeah, try and get a wide angle on it. That's what you're looking at, you see. It's going to be pretty good when it's done. I'm happy with it. So yeah, we'll go back over to another time lapse, get all the cutting done. We'll show you guys, hopefully, the finished product. Okay, so we're all marked up here, ready to drop the border in, and here. And cut this now. This one works okay, so that's fine. Connor's just cutting these small cuts down this bottom end. I'm gonna take the sand out of here, concrete it all in. Hopefully we'll be able to whacker it today, as long as it stays dry. It rained last night, but it's pretty humid today, so it should be decent, to be honest. Quite warm. Horrible, quite sweaty actually when you're trying to work. So yeah, it's coming together. Okay, so we're all cutting now. That's the borders going in. My mate here is just clearing out all the rubble from the thing, from the gravel traps. We're just filling it with concrete. We'll put some drainage holes in it in a minute, shortly. So we've just mixed up a really strong ballast mix. You can see we're just putting it in with shovel now. Chris is floating it all off. And that retain the patio area. Then obviously once it's complete and clean, we'll put some new fresh gravel on top. And there'll be gravel running around the entire job here. So we're all cutting and backed up, like you say. We've used quick drying cement on here today. So it's pretty much set. It's almost like a post-crete mix, so it just goes off in like 20 minutes. So ideally we don't use it, but obviously with time restraints, we've had to. So that's all in. We're just going to put some drainage holes in here. But to be fair, all the water drains off and falls this way into these gravel traps, so it's not really a problem. It's just an extra precaution. So yeah, I'll flick over to a little time lapse. We'll get this whackered. Again, we probably don't need to whacker it, or we're not going to whacker it as much as with a driveway. Normally a driveway we do 8 to 10 times. This we'll probably do 3, 4, as it's only foot traffic. So realistically, it's not going to have any more load on it than like human weight. So it's not too bad. It's all whackered, absolutely filthy again, as you've seen in the time lapse. So now what we'll do is we'll drop over and we'll start another time lapse off, and we'll start cleaning down the whole area, wash it all down, clear all the excess sand off, all the bricks and so on. Get this ready for the customer to sit out and eat the dinner on this evening if they wanted to. Big old area really, isn't it, for Not bad going for a day. So, the grab lorries here, P&J projects. So we just need to grab these rubbish bags, and then we can clean all the driveway down properly. Get it all nice and clean for the customer how it should be. We don't leave any mess on site. Just as important as doing the job is how clean you leave the job. Make sure you pick up every little bit of concrete and clean up every little bit of cement and whatever else. Otherwise, it just leads to customer dissatisfaction. Right, so finally we put that last cope on this morning because we didn't have it yesterday, but this is the last bit of the job now. So Ryan's just jointing that up, and we are just washing down, cleaning up. I love washing stuff. It's my favourite. I find it dead therapeutic. It's like watering your plants, isn't it? And I don't mean the ones you've got in your loft. I mean the ones in your garden. Don't we, Ryan?
That's what we do mean.
Yeah, we don't mean the ones that you've got in your spare bedroom. No, don't agree with Wacky Backy, do we, Ryan? Especially what that man did to poor Uncle Nick. I can't stand the stuff. I think it's awful. Never liked it. Tim, go. I'll tell you something, Folder. This is how the A-team felt when a plan came together, innit? Honestly, we've absolutely kicked its ass today. So, new Indian, this is Stone Market Indian Sandstone vintage walling with an Indian Sandstone coper. This is a Marshall's Tegular Harvest, I believe, in 3 sizes, which we believe is about the closest tie-in we could get for the existing. The furniture is supplied by the homeowner, so I couldn't tell you that. But yeah, I think it's looking. Oh yeah. Oh wow. Let's have a little butcher's. Oh, just for being all sensible and like professional on a video. It's almost as if, Folds, we told a couple of naughty jokes last week on YouTube, and a couple of Karens got a bit butter about it all. Even though it clearly stated 5 times were offensive jokes, we bleeped them out. We had things come up saying it was thingy. We had little signs come up on the screen that told you it was offensive. But even so, they still watched it and had a little Karen fit about it. But, you know.
So is life.
Yeah, but you can't, mate. You shouldn't be laughing about things nowadays. Everything has to be dead serious. Yeah, that's it. Everything has to be dead serious. No one can have a laugh. Look at that for timing. We've just finished up. Just wrapped up. It's about 1 o'clock, Friday lunchtime, and the heavens have opened. It's now chucking it down with rain. We couldn't have timed it any better, which is probably good for the job as well. I'll get some of this dust off and get it all clean. So, anything to your fans, Chris?
Hello.
Hi. What about you, Ryan?
Oh, I ain't got no
haircut.
No, leave me alone.
Show me your new haircut.
Oh, is that buzz cut, look?
Buzz cut.
What's that guy called? Sergeant Pyle?
Sergeant Pyle, you what?
Pyle!
Sergeant Pyle.
Right, so that's us done for another week. We are doing a big 150 square metre driveway, 2-weeker, starting Tuesday. Watch Charlie Boy get married. I'm not really going to watch it, I'm just saying that for you guys. Are you watching it? You watching King Charles get coronated this?
I can't say what I think of him because we'll get complaints.
Yeah, we'll get complaints again. You can't have a joke. So, with that said, catch you next week.